Hey guys, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. We're just going to go along the shelf. This is the shelf on the shed wall where we've got all our awesome cans of spray, and just go through quickly, you know, not spending too long, a short amount of time on each product, what it's there for, how often we use it, and if there's any other options and that sort of thing, give you a bit of info. So I'm not saying this is everything. We're going to run along about 10 metres here. No, it's probably about 5 metres, so a bit on and off. So first we've got the contact circuit board cleaner. Pretty self-explanatory. You can see it's for using, you know, for cleaning, and it's pretty full, and it's many years old. So I can tell you I don't use that too much, but it's probably exactly the same stuff in the can. And I think I might have said this before. We probably need to check the ingredients. And see what they are. I can't see what they are, but we're not going to waste too much time on it. You can have a look at the ingredients for me and then let me know if it's pretty well the same stuff as this CRC mass airflow, but we're going in order here, right? So what's hidden, what's hiding in behind here? Obviously we don't use that. That's the heavy lanolin, you know, that's the Inox brand lanolin, heavy duty 4x4 corrosive protectant. So it's probably like your fish oil type spray. Obviously I don't use it much because it's hidden in behind there and it's still full. Tack 2, the only thing that I can think of that I use that for is hoist service. So on the hoist where the rollers and everything, that moving parts go up and down, we spray that on, adhesive lubricant, right? So that's what it's there for. You can see it shows it on chains, so it probably could be good for chains and stuff as well. But there's, I'm pretty sure CRC have got a brand, or I don't know what brand I've got, but I've got a couple of different brands of chain lube, but they're not here at the moment. They're in one of our other workshops because that's where the chains are that need to be lubed. Lanolin, heavy duty, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can read that. I'd have to compare that one. Is that the same as that? It looks like the same as that. Maybe that, well, yeah, that's what it is. All right, so this one, I was going, why have I got two? There's one there and one there. So there you go. Underbody rust coating. This is, you know, I don't use it much either. It's the kind of thing that you'd spray underneath your, you know, your wheel arches and that, you know, all that black weird. So I'm not saying this is the one to get, but black bituminous coating that provides excellent resistance to corrosion, right? So it seals it up from, and you know, protects from stones. So stones will eventually rip through anything. So it's just a bit of added protection, sound deadening, corrosion prevention. I don't use it much. It's more, I don't know why it's there. I can't remember. I might have used it on the 120 or something like that. Inox spray grease, I think that is. I think that's a extreme pressure, premium spray grease, as opposed to the cheap spray grease, which we'll get to. CRC is one of my good old favourites. Been using it for decades. I don't know why. I think the Inox is probably dearer. I like the Inox better. This is my absolute favourite, but I'm a bit tight with it, so I don't use it as much. This is my go-to. Obviously RP7s and WD-40s, maybe a bit cheaper again. So they're all very similar, but they're not the same because for some reason I like this better. It could be the smell. Anyway, you know what they're for, you know, like it says, read the can, you know, rust prevention, water dispersant, lubricant. But I think these are better as water dispersants compared to like your WD. It sort of dries up to nothing sooner, where this may have some oil. Look at the top. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a bit sort of oily. But anyway, okay, pretty well the same thing with that. You know, you can read the cans. There's a really important one towards the end, and hopefully, you know, you've got a sense of humour. Mass airflow sensor cleaner for cleaning those MAF sensors. You already know about that. We've shown you how to clean the MAF sensors in other videos. That's that thing there. Lithium spray grease. I love this stuff for sort of, it's cheap. You shake it properly and it sprays well. It just saves you getting messy. So when I take bash plates off or whatever, what I'll do is I'll spray some CRC in there to clean out the thread, because there'll be dirt, dust, it'll be dry and crap type thing. So I'll spray that in there to sort of clean it up. It's almost using compressed air, but I want to wet it and lube it and sort of wash it out. I'm using stuff like this. But then afterwards I'm going to put this, because it's grease, it's going to stay there. So a more better corrosion prevention and lubricant. Moving along, power steering fluid. Well, it's just transmission oil really, but it's in a different bottle for convenience. Again, you can see it's pretty old. It's even got a crack in the top. Carby throttle body cleaner for cleaning throttle bodies, funnily enough. Heavy duty degreaser. Look, you know, it's just the cheap stuff. It's handy to have these sorts of things. You might be cleaning up a bit after an oil change, whatever. Like it says on the can, you can imagine the rest. Molly grease, you know, this is the sort of stuff you put in drive shafts, and you can even CV boots and all, whatever, right? So again, Google it to work out, you know, check the manufacturer's listing for what it's for, or, you know, what you need for your vehicle. Rubber grease for anything rubber, you know, like anything that's rubber, you know. Any seals and things, and rubber bushes on suspension components, rubber grease. Copperies for some nuts and bolts and stuff like that to stop them being seized. Some marine grease. It's more of an old tub, you can see it's faded. And what that's actually for now, I think it was empty or virtually empty, and all the grease from the grease gun, all those canister tube things that make a big mess, all the excess that gets it pushes straight past the bloody thing. It's a big waste, so I scrape it all out and it goes into that container. And I've got a small grease gun that I hand load, believe it or not, and I use the grease out of there, which is the stuff that's come out of those, what's it called, those tube things? There's a word for it. Yeah, lost the word. Your wet look tyre shine, whatever, waste man. Got an oil gun. Now we need to move along here. Here we are, lithium grease, more stock of lithium grease, carby cleaner, brake cleaner, you know, for cleaning disc rotors, silicone spray for lubricating things like your roller doors and your door seals and stuff like that. More degreaser, Loctite 243 is one of your favourite numbers that is going to keep nuts from coming undone, but it's not going to lock them super duper tight, if you know what I mean. Like, it's kind of like a medium strength. There it is, medium strength. Funny that. CRC, a bit of stock, lithium grease, inox. We've got a bit of stock there. Is that MX4 that was down the other end? I think so. Anyway, the old Subaru upper engine cleaner from we used to service Subarus. You can see the cans are going rusty. Liquid moly diesel intake decarb. We talked about, and the most important one, see, because we got COVID-19, so everybody needs a can of Glen 20. You need to spray it in the customer's car before you go into it to kill off all the COVID germs, and you need to spray it again to kill the germs we put in there. You know, they could have given it, trying to give it to us, we could be trying to give it to them, but after all, like they tell you, only a test can tell, you know. It's really bad, it's really dangerous, but only a test can tell. Anyway, that's about it moving that way. That's the end of the line. I was trying to be a little bit funny there, but and that's a brand new can, hasn't been used. Did actually purchase it, you know, I've never really used Glen 20 before, but I thought, you know what, wouldn't hurt to have a can. When I get one of those dirty cars, maybe I'm going to just bomb the whole car with it anyway. So the intake decarb, let's talk about that for a minute. Liquid moly. I don't care about what brand, whatever. I'm not promoting liquid moly or any of these brands necessarily. But you don't use that to clean your intake, okay? You don't use this stuff to clean your intake. Not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen. It's once your intake's clean and you've got a solution in place, like someone that's got a 7mm plate, then you may use it every now and then just to give it a reclean sort of thing. You can just spray it in. If you can get the tube small enough, you can spray it in where your MAP filter line goes in, or you can just take your intercooler off or your pipe off and just spray it in your throttle, even take the throttle body off. Yes, you can run the car with those off. You'll get engine lights, you'll need to clear it. You might need to have an assistant. You need to be very careful how you use these products because you can't compress liquids, remember? So you need to have someone, say, holding it on, get it fully warmed up, preferably before an oil change. Hold it on, get someone to hold it on about 2,000 revs and just spray it in there a little bit in bursts, and you can look in there. Don't stick it in too far because that bloody tube will probably go in past the valves and you'll have all sorts of problems. So you need to be careful of these sorts of things. Always have your safety glasses handy. What else have we got here? Back over this side again. Okay. Let's see, MX4. We wanted to see if it was the MX4, didn't we? MX3, so it's different. Hang on. MX3, original formula, multi-purpose lubricant. Let's go back over here again. MX4, Lanox. Okay, this is your anti-corrosion lubricant thing, right? So, yes, you want to spray that on your boat trailer, you know, on all your stuff you leave out in the weather, anything that you want to help prevent, you know, rust and all that sort of thing. Anyway, guys, I reckon that's just about a video. This degreaser, right? So this is El Cheapo Degreaser. Beware, flammable. Don't go and spray it on a hot engine. Don't use carby cleaner or any of these other products near hot engines. It's flammable, right? So last but not least, I'm going to go and show you another product. Just give me a sec because the battery's going flat. We'll just run over here. I've talked about this in other videos. You already know. There it is, right? The degreaser, right? And the active ingredients are probably purchased much cheaper in bulk from somewhere else. So anyone in the comments can let us know about that. But I've been using this for decades from when it was, look, I remember when it was $8, but I'm sure it was cheaper than that. It was probably $6, $5, $6, whatever. But I remember it was $8. Now, it depends where you buy it from. You can't get it in Bunnings anymore. I think it's Auto One or something like that you buy it from is the best value for money. If you go to Super Cheap, it ain't cheap. You're going to get absolutely ripped off. It's 1 litre bigger, it's 6 instead of 5, but it's about double the price. So I think it's Auto One you need to go to. I think Autobarn also sell it. You shouldn't be paying more than about 15 bucks. Why do I know that? Because not that long ago it was $14.40 at Bunnings, and it had gone up from, you know, 10, 11, 12, 13. It just kept going up. So about 15 bucks is all you should, that is top dollar for 5 litres. You're paying $3 a litre for some dodgy chemical. You know what I mean? It just can't be worth that much money. So the whole $25 or $28 for 6 litres at Super Cheap, don't do it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked my spray can shelf. Oh, hang on a minute, let's see what else we got here. That'll do, that's a video. Thanks for watching, guys. Like it, subscribe, bell on, catch you on the next one. See ya.